Thank you again.
Next up, we have Scott Stafford from Greer Stafford. That's our architect. And that was for, they're the ones who designed all of this to get built. So.
Thank you very much. I'm Scott Stafford. I'm the president of Greer Stafford Architects. And today is really a day to say thank you. And I appreciate Doris putting the prompter up here for us on the track receptacle. It says thank you, so as we each come up here, we know what we're supposed to say. I'm sure Doris was behind that. But we do thank very much. We want to thank Mr. McKinney, the school board, Public School Facilities Authority for allowing us to be a big part of this project. It's already been mentioned that this project has been ongoing now for about 6 years, $20-some million project. That's a lot of time for a lot of people to have to work together and stay friends. And I can say that I know that this has happened with our team. We've got a great bunch of administrators here that have done a wonderful job. And I'd also like to point out the contractors that have been involved in this project from the beginning. We had 3 phases of construction. We have representatives here from Gerald Martin. Raise your hand, maybe, so we can see you. And we also, phase 3, we have Michael Rich here, who's been involved in that project. So we want to thank all of them for their participation. And finally, I'd like to acknowledge a couple of folks from our office that really did all the work behind this project. Lawrence Ortiz, you can stand up for a moment. Stephen Williams. These are the guys who really got the work done. And we want to talk about someone who's an incredible amount of patience. That's Mr. Ortiz here, who's worked with this project day in and day out from beginning to end. So we really appreciate his effort. And again, we appreciate this opportunity to be a part of this team.
Next we have Daniel Mieta from Gerald Martin. They were the phase 1 and phase 2 contractors. So the building here was pretty much phase 1 and phase 2. So all of these premises here, facilities.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for allowing us to say a few words. On behalf of Gerald Martin, we'd really like to say thank you not only to the leadership at Tucumcari Public Schools and also at PSFA, but also to the community. As Mr. McMurray stated earlier, this has only become a reality because of what you've done to support these types of projects in your community. And you've allowed us to be part of a very special project in your community. And we're hopeful to continue to be part of these types of projects. And basically, we're just really proud to be able to put so many people to work because of the support that you've given us. And we thank you very much.
Next, we have Mick Rich from Mick Rich Contractors. They're the phase 3 contractors. They had the BOAC building, roads, field house, and Raptor Gym.
My name is Mick Rich. I've been a builder in New Mexico for over 30 years. Most of our work is in rural New Mexico. I've got a great job. I get to go around the state and meet great people. And I'm not saying this just to say a few words or pat a couple people on the back, but I have to say throughout New Mexico, the people of rural New Mexico, whether we're talking about Tucumcari, Gallup, Zuni, Magdalena, Mescalero, Cuesta, Taos, Chama, they're all the same, and that is great people. Part of my job when I drive around is not only do I get to meet great people and see great communities, but also I have plenty of what I call windshield time. That's time to think about what makes great communities. I look around at Tucumcari, I look at the school here, and I think, what makes this high school, what sets it apart from other projects? Now, I've been in some projects where they just, as we call, scrape and build. Out with the old and in with the new. But in Tucumcari, they didn't do Mr. McKinney had a choice and he didn't do that. Think about it today, this weekend is a reunion. If it was a scrape and build and the alumni came today, they'd have no roots. They'd look around and have no connection to the past. But also what we're talking about here today is not just the past, but we're talking about the young people. The next generating, or the next class. They'll be generated from this high school, graduated from this high school. And think about it is, the community made a commitment to them with the money they put forth in the bond issue. Rural New Mexico has no future without their students, without the young people. And this community made a commitment to them with this high school. As I started off with, I said, I got to meet great people. And this project is no different. I had an opportunity to meet your superintendent, Mr. McKinney, several years ago when I wasn't low on a project. And I came out and met with him what I could do differently to improve my opportunities. And he sat down with me and he took the time. He didn't have to, but he did. And that's what I find in rural New Mexico, is people take the time. We're fortunate to work with great architects. I have to say, I also get to work with great people, and my superintendent, our superintendent is here. I think that's the note for me to wrap this up. But I want to say that it was a real joy, a real pleasure to work here. We hope to be out here for other projects. Thank you.
Next, we have the all-important person for the building, Nicole Bright-Lesly, our principal. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. The really important people are sitting out here amongst you. That's my staff. So I'd like to say this afternoon a big thank you to the custodial staff and the maintenance staff who put this facility, put the shine on it this week for us. So I do appreciate all their hard work. It's been a job to get things ready to go. So we appreciate it. I was just thinking back, as I said, phase 1 and phase 2. When I took this job, I was issued a contract and a hard hat. So I was a little confused as to what to do with that hard hat. But Mr. McKinney said, you need to wear that when you're in the construction zones. I said, yes, sir. So I actually still have that. Don't tell Brewer Stafford that, okay? I'm going to keep that around for a little while. But no, as a community, as someone who's been in this community, this will be my 17th year at Tucumcari. So I'm pretty attached to this place. And I remember when we started breaking the ground, Peggy Sloy and I stood there and said, we're going to take our building. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What if they don't put it back like we want it? What are we going to do? I think they've done a phenomenal job. Tucumcari staff, on behalf of the students that are going to be passing through these walls and doors and classrooms for many years, we thank you. We thank the community. We thank the contractors. We thank everyone who has put together this project to make Tucumcari a great place to be.
All right, now is the big time. So if everybody will accompany us outside to the front, correct? We'll do what we're here for.